So the stars, they're getting their lips filled, they're getting them dissolved, they're getting filler put back in. Let's start this video by hearing what Brielle Bierman said about her lips.
Lana lately, and I dissolved my lips with her in January. I had them pumped up just a little bit again at the end of January, and then we're doing it really slow, just a little at a time, because I don't want to, like, I look at photos from last year and I'm like, why didn't any of my friends tell me?
So she had them filled, dissolved, and then starting to build them back up again. It's so common how people get them filled. When they're dissolved, they don't like the look anymore. And it's, I don't want to say it's an addiction, but they don't get the attention. They don't look as sexy. It doesn't maybe balance the face. We're going to listen to some more. We're going to look at some pictures, and I'm going to give you some options of what can be done topically by things that can be put on the lip, and things that can be injected in the lip, from threads to fillers, and try and decide why one might be used over another, how you can get the most natural look, and decide what might be right for you. But let's listen a little more.
Because I see comments from like fans or followers, and I'm like, oh, they're just haters, like being rude. But my friends, I'm like, you guys are terrible. Why did you not tell me that my lips looked crazy? And they're like, well, they weren't bad, but when you look back, it's like, okay, wow, they like really are that excessive. I think also in pictures, they look a lot different than they do in person, because
very key. Pictures look a lot different than video or in person, and she's right. Courtney Cox said the same thing. She dissolved all of her fillers, and she said the same thing. So it kind of creeps up on people. Today we're talking about the lip, and we have to keep in mind the lip not only has to look good stationary, but dynamic from small to medium to big smile. That's a tall order for a stiff filler. I'm going to go through some treatments today where you're not going to have to worry about that stiff filler should you not want to. Let's listen a little more for a moment.
I'm like, my lips are not even that big right now, but I think, I don't know, it's like lost in translation in the photos, okay? It looks different. But yeah, so we went back to her, I think like a week ago. She just had a baby, so she's not really seeing many clients either. I mean, she makes you wear, she has gloves and masks. Right when you walk in the door, you have to wash your hands. So we saw her. I really just got a little more dissolved, actually. Yeah,
so you can see it's a little bit of this dissolving and then filling, dissolving, filling, fine-tuning, and it's an ongoing process. But let's look at a couple other celebrities just to get an idea. And some people have admitted to doing fillers, but as you know, so many people don't say anything, or when they're asked, they elude the question or don't want to talk about it. It still is a little bit taboo. Here we look at Gwen Stefani. Have a look. Obviously, same smile. The lips don't get bigger as we age. They definitely get smaller from our early 20s. And now if we progress here, same thing here with Bella Thorne. If we have a little look, she's older, but the lips are bigger. Doesn't quite add up. I'm going to show you different treatments that people may have done to achieve this kind of a look, but definitely more lip volume with age that doesn't add up. Very similar situation here, Lady Gaga, older but larger lips, same smile, so we know it's in a dynamic state, and especially when people smile, they tend to lose lip volume. She doesn't, they got bigger. Here, Anna Faris. If you look, she's smiling in the before, but even you can tell in the after, the lips are markedly bigger. So you see how they balance the face, they look good. In this case, her cheeks are even larger with age, which, yes, the fat hypertrophy is at that nasolabial fat pad. However, she has a larger, higher cheek, and that usually does not happen because the zygomatic bone decreases. You don't get increased volume in the lateral zygoma. So people are doing things, they're dissolving. Particularly in the lip, people are concerned about the dissolving process. What are the things you can do? I'm going to give you 3 treatments, but first we're going to start with the topical before we dive into it. Like and subscribe to these videos if you're getting value. So before we get started, there are a group of people I know that do not want something put into their lip, even if it's all 100% natural. So for you, a lip conditioner is going to be your best, most predictable way to get real results that last. In mine, I like a few key ingredients, so you can look for this in your favorite one. Number one, you want it something instant, so it plumps right away. I also like to add niacinamide because that's going to get an immediate plumping effect, but it's also an antioxidant. I love retinol. You know retinols on the skin help rejuvenate, help promote collagen and elastin. Does the same thing in the lip, but it has to be the exact right delivery and dose because retinols can be a little harsh. Definitely on the lip. And finally, vitamin E and peptides. That's going to give a long-term antioxidant effect, and the peptides as well promote healthy looking red smooth skin for the lip and a little plumping effect, and it also gives you that longer term benefit. So that would be the conditioner component. Let's dive in to some other plumping options. So the first thing we're going to tackle is I have whole videos on lip threads. When would you put threads in a lip? The best use of threads in a lip are twofold. Number one, if people don't want fillers and they have a ducky projection already of the upper lip, we can use them for vertical lip lines. You have to be careful because the lip purses, and when it moves together, if you use too stiff of a thread, and the thread is all important, you can then see the thread or get visibility, particularly at the entrance point, because the thread is wanting to come out, the lip purses, and it creates a problem. So you have to be careful. Even better than that is the lip border, the vermilion border. You want a nice, crisp, beautiful upturned border that's not ducky. And to get that, the thread works well, it builds collagen. The thread doesn't draw water in, and nor does it migrate, so it's well suited for the lip border. It's inexpensive. You can get bruising a little bit. It's not that painful. So that's the use of threads. Let's dive in to platelet-rich fibrin. Now PRF, you take the blood, you spin it down, and what's so important about this is the spinner, the angle of the spin, the size of the tube and the particular tube. And the reason is you want to form a fibrin clot. So you slowly drip growth factors in. That's what separates it from PRP, which has blood thinners in. You don't get the fibrin clot, you don't get the slow release, and in many of them, you don't get white blood cells. White blood cells are very important in forming the response, the stem cells, and that fibrin clot, so that you get the healing factors, because what you're doing when you cut yourself, it's a wonder of the world, your skin heals. You need to provide that same environment with what we're putting in, whether it's plasma eyes, plasma lip, plasma sculpt. But the PRF is best used in the lip when you want what? Rejuvenation, some glow. Red lips are attractive in color. We lose it as we age, says youth. So it's good for that. It's good for in between lip filling. If you don't want a full lip filler look, it adds subtle volume. And it's also great for those people that don't want to add filler, that are scared of filler, or it's a step before getting filler. The other place I use more and more of it is in the upper lip. So I take a cannula, and if someone has vertical lip lines but they're very happy with their lip volume, they want a little bit of volume, they want a little bit more pink show to the lip, I'll put it in the body of the lip, but also those vertical lip lines. PRF has been working amazing for that. Now, what's the best use for filler? Just about everything else. The youth, they want more pop. They want more lip volume. They might want a change of the philtrum column. They might want even more projection forward than a thread would give. They run a little bit of a ducky lip sometimes. It's in. And the reason is, if you're going to see it on TikTok, you're going to see it on people's Instagram accounts, you need to have a little more dramatic. Just like people on stage in New York at the theater, they need their makeup overdone so you see it from 50, 100 yards away. Just like that on TikTok and on Instagram, they need a little more extreme look. It's what's going on. This is how people make their money. Social media is very important to people, so that's part of why you see it. But lip filler can do all those things. Now, A lot of times it can also migrate. Of course, there's problems with it because you can get nodules, you can get occlusions, you can have bad things that happen with lip filler. But if you truly want the most pop, projection, volume, fill look, a lip filler is going to provide it more so than threads or PRF. To confuse the picture, you can combine them all. What do you like to do? What's your favorite lip filler combination? I put a playlist up here for you of all lip fillers. Everything we talked about, you can watch it in one playlist. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.